Hey guys, welcome to Korean Press TV. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody is doing absolutely wonderful. Excuse my little background. I'm currently in my room. And of course, when my grandbaby is in here, she throws everything all over the place, which I mean, it's not bad though. So, with that being said, let's get right into it. So today I wanted to, talk to you guys about ghosting. And what I mean by that is that a lot of people don't really know what's the reason for people ghosting you. And I'm going to just be totally honest because I've been ghosted numerous times. If you don't know what ghosting is, ghosting me like, let's say for instance, you're friends with somebody, right? Or you're in a relationship with somebody, or you're in a situation with somebody, right? All of a sudden things could be going good. All of a sudden they just ghost you. Another time, like when you start telling people about their behaviors and how you feel like they treating you, so forth, or whatever the case may be, a lot of the times when them just take away themselves and they just discard you like a piece of chicken, that's ghosting you. And you don't hear from them. They don't text you. They don't call you. They don't do nothing. Like they just leave off of the face of the earth. And you don't even have an explanation on why. So let's get into it. A lot of the times, let me tell you something, when people ghost you, is a form of insecurity. Because a lot of the times, the reason why that person ghosts you is because it's something that you said that made this person ego go down. And that means speaking the truth to that person or speaking facts. So let's say for an instance, right? You're in a conversation, you're talking to an ex, right? And he now tell you, he miss you or whatever the case may be, but he kind of like in a situation, Ray, or whatever the case may be. Then all of a sudden, the next time, you don't really hear from him. Then the next time after that, when him see now you post up that you dealing with somebody or whatever the case may be, he now get all in his feelings and want text. Then when you tell the person like you don't want to invest in them or you don't want to waste no more of your time and you just want to just go on with your life with somebody else different, they get in them feelings and they just take themselves off of the earth and them just ghost you. Because a lot of the times when people ghost you, they don't know how to handle rejection. That's basically what it is. Like people who ghost you have an issue of being rejected, because especially if it's a guy that's not used to being rejected and he normally get his way all the time with females or whatever the case may be. He like this lover boy, he's charming, he's this, he's that. A lot of the time if they get ghosted by somebody, they feel like always gonna come running back to them or not gonna go nowhere or whatever the case may be. When you show that person like, man, look, you ain't shit, I see right through to you. You know what I mean? You're full of shit. I knew who you was from the beginning. And you start pointing out all of their little flaws and all of that stuff like that. Them now getting their feelings because they don't know how to counteract back on that. Especially if you're dealing with somebody that's a narcissist. Like they hate when you can see right through their lies. So a lot of the times they don't know how to really like handle it. The only thing that they could do is ghost you. Not text you, not call you. They see you on social media. Sorry about that. They see your every move on social media because at the end of the day, they trying to figure out how they can come back into your life, how they can, they probably figuring like, man, I should have never, I fucked up when I ghosted her. I should have never did that. Whatever the case may be. So they'll sit back from behind the scenes, act like they don't see you, but all in reality, they really see you. Then when shit don't work out with whoever the person that they ghost you for, then here they go, want to watch your social media. They want to create fake pages. They want to make the world believe like you this fucked up person, or you this kind of way, or you this kind of way, you're a fucking bitch, you think you all of that, whatever the case may be, because they want the world to believe this myth about you, when all in reality they ghost you because they are afraid of you. They can't stand up to you. They have met their match. See, a lot of the times when men in general ghost you, a lot of the times they ghost you because they weak. They weak. They don't really know how to respond. They don't have a valid answer to counteract what you said to them. So the only thing that they could do is take away themselves and just isolate themselves and make it seem like, oh, you're not nobody to them. They don't care about what you have to say. They could replace you in a blink of an eye, or whatever the case may be. But all in reality, inside of here, they really fucked up themselves. They fucked up because they just didn't know that you was going to find out or point out they bullshit that you pointed out to them. So they don't like that. And a lot of the times when a narcissist don't really like when you pointing out stuff, they can't really handle that shit. They go crazy, B. You got to be careful. And another thing too, like, people will ghost you for months, even some years. Then when they come back like as if nothing ever happened. They come back like as if they never just took themselves away from you without an explanation, or whatever the case may be. They feel like they can just run right back into your life without apologizing, or without taking accountability for their actions and different things like that. And I just think it's just weird, but it's crazy at the same time also. And I'm sure that people could relate to what I'm saying today. It's crazy, scary, but you know, you got to be careful with those kind of guys, because those are not the kind of guys that you want to associate yourself with either, or vice versa, because they do have some narcissistic women out there too that does the same thing to men also. Will take themselves right away, ghost the men, act like they ain't, never had a relationship with them, a friendship with them, or whatever the case may be, and they just exit right on. And then the guy be stuck like, well, what the fuck I do, or whatever the case may be. And all in reality, it ain't even him, it's her. So y'all got to look into it, because it goes both ways. It goes both ways. But I want to tell you some behaviors, though, of some of the narcissistic men and some of the narcissistic women. Now, I know quite a few of them. And I'm not talking about people that I have dated or whatever the case may be. I'm just talking about friends, family members, or somebody that I have dated. And basically, a lot of the behaviors, a lot of them is in denial, and a lot of them is suffering from a lot of, childhood trauma. A lot of them was in the army also, you know what I mean? A lot of them is suffering from PTSD, which is a form of a depression, just as well as narcissistic men or narcissistic women. They suffer from multiple personality disorder, which is another form of, you know what I mean? It's a form of a depression also, because the things that they do to self-heal is not really so healthy for you. And I know that I have a lot of friends out there and a lot of exes out there too, that when they go through some kind of like depression or stress, or something is on their mind that they feel like they can't get off their chest, I notice a lot of them look towards alcohol. Like, I have some really good friends, some of them in the military, some of them not in the military. But I know hand in hand, some of them that did fight war, was in the military, suffer from PTSD, on a lot of medications, smoke they weed or whatever the case may be. But I notice when they drink alcohol alcohol just goes straight through them. And some of them can drink gallons of alcohol. Like, I don't know what it is with people that suffer from a lot of depression and stuff like that, but I noticed that they look towards things that they know is not so very healing for them. So instead of them talking to God about it, or maybe going to like loved ones and, you know, maybe going to counseling or something like that, a lot of them look to either drugs or they look to either alcohol, you know what I mean? Because they feel like alcohol, pills, and, you know, smoking, drugs, whatever the case may be, is the way that they can kind of suppress what they got going on up in here. And that's not the way to go at all. And when they start drinking and doing all of those different things, drugs, drinking, pills, popping, and all of that stuff like that, that's when the behaviors really come. You see some really, really crazy kind of behaviors. You know what I mean? Either they being very aggressive, submissive, um, controlling, demanding, um, argumentative. You know what I mean? And different things like that. So you got to be careful with, you know, trying to deal with a person that's narcissistic. And I didn't really know that I was dealing with narcissistic people until after the fact that I learned about it, after the relationships ended and I seen the behaviors, I seen what they suppress their depression with and different things like that. And it made me take a couple of steps back, made me do some research on it. So I kind of found out what they love to do. I know that they love to love bomb all the time. I know they always looking for new supplies. A lot of narcissistic men and a lot of narcissistic women love to have multiple partners, multiple men and or more multiple women. You know what I mean? Because they feel like, okay, if you don't want me, then this person will. And it's crazy because the one person that will love them inside and out and unconditionally is not the person that they would treat good, but the people that they can go to for, you know, they new supply where they can go on ahead and go to Tisha, Celeste, and all of these different people. Those are the ones that treat them like shit, but still yet they treat them better than they treat the person that really had the love for them, which is kind of weird. But I noticed that too in a lot of narcissistic men and a lot of narcissistic women. I mean, they do the same thing too. I mean, vice versa. You got to be careful with that because you just never know what they capable of doing. They they go beyond to the next level when they trying to get your attention, when they trying to revenge you or whatever the case may be. They do a lot of crazy shit, you know what I mean? And they good at lying though. They lie a lot. So you got to be careful with that too. They lie a lot. They could lie right in your face, make you believe that they not who they are. But once you knock their mask off and you expose who they are, that's a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, ain't no coming back from that. Because once you see who they are, that's your cue to never deal with that person again and never go down that road again with those type of behaviors, because they will call you all different kinds of names. They act like you ain't shit to them. They act like they don't have no kind of emotions. You know what I mean? Like they don't like to express different stuff. They don't realize none of those things until after you have left them. And then once you have left them, here goes, oh, I love you so much, or I'm in love with you, or I shouldn't have never did this to you, or vice versa. And I just think it's kind of weird. And I think they do a lot of that kind of a talking when they're under the influence of either liquor, drugs, or pills. You know what I mean? Which is very scary. You know, you gotta kind of, watch out for people like that. But before I let you guys go, though, I wanted to talk to you guys because I seen something on social media and I just wanted to kind of touch on that. Like, I know that I've been coming across a lot of different people posts or whatever the case may be. And it's been a lot of indirect posts on there and subliminals or whatever the case may be. And it's always coming from males that are broken, males that I know personally, you know what I mean? And males that I can't ever see myself in a relationship with is the reason why I never gave those particular males any chances, because I seen what they were all about. I seen who they are, you know what I mean? Especially under the influence of liquor. I see how they feel like they entitled to women because of their, you know, title or whatever the case may be. And I'm just not really a big fan of that. You know what I mean? So I came across the post and I seen that the post says something like, um, something to the effect like, how could you want to date somebody that only brings sex to the table? And then I had to say, I said to myself, like, okay, like, you know, that is a good topic because that's a topic that I think both women and both men should be talking about. But what I wasn't a big fan of is that the fact that you coming on social media and you trying to make it seem like every woman that you came encounter with was only offering you sex. Burp, number one. It wasn't never all about no sex or anything like that. You know what I mean? When it came to me, um, I think like at the time I was going through so much in my marriage or whatever the case may be, and I just never really wanted to cross that boundary. So it was more of a level of respect. So sometimes you don't want to cross certain boundaries and you want to just keep people how they should be kept, meaning like, you know, friends with benefits, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Now when you do, you know, leave your marriage and you're now single or whatever the case may be, because you already seen how they was when you was just friends with that person, it makes you second guess whether or not if they will be a good companion for you. And just because you may have a nice title behind your belt, or just because you might dress nice, or just because you feel like your money is large and you know you have a nice decent place to live or whatever the case may be, doesn't give you that entitlement to a woman like me. You know what I mean? Because everything that you have, I have. So at the end of the day, I'm not impressed by it at all. I'm not impressed by it. You know, men do stuff like this to women all the time. Men fuck women, act like they don't even know them, don't text them, don't call them, and women do the same. But see, men can't ditch out. Men can't ditch it. Okay, this is what I'm gonna say. See what men do to women, they wouldn't want the women to do back to them because they can't handle it. That's just what it's all about. So when you put them in a category where there's just like friends with benefits and that's where you're keeping it and you don't want no further with them, they don't know how to handle that. Oh, you know, I've been wanting you for all of this long time. You know, I had a crush on you. You know, I wanted you to be my lady, but you never wanted to give me a chance. Yada, yada, yada. It wasn't never that. It wasn't that I never wanted to give you a chance. I was feeling like I was being forced to be in a relationship with somebody that I only liked as a friend. I never liked the person as relationship status because I seen how he was under the influence of liquor, or I seen how he was you know, when he get angry or when he get upset and those different things like that. So those were kind of red flags to me because I said to myself, if I get into a relationship with this guy, how do I know if he's not going to snap on me? And how do I not know if he's going to blame it on the meds that he's taking or the alcohol that he's drinking, you know, if something does happen to me? So I take all of those things into consideration when it comes to dating somebody that I may have known for a long time. And you know, it is what it is. Coming back to the post that you post up. So if you feel like the person is only bringing sex to the table or whatever the case may be, and if that's what the person had already originally told you and the person never told you it was a relationship type of thing, you got to just take things for what it really is. If it was sex, then it was sex. You know what I mean? If you want the person and you wanted to be in a relationship with the person and the person declined, you got to respect that. So at the end of the day, it is either you're going to be friends with the person, but coming on social media and being indirect and throwing subliminals is a form of somebody that's, you know, has low self-esteem and can't just face the person that they, you know, being indirected towards that person on their social media. And I just think that's a low blow, you know, when it comes to a big grown ass man, you know what I mean? Because I don't have to go on my social media and belittle a man that I have, you know, maybe had a sexual encounter with, or I've been in a relationship with. I don't have to do that. But it's some men out there that loves doing that because they want to get recognition or they want to make themselves feel like they somebody. And by all means, if it makes you guys feel good by trying to belittle a woman or trying to make it seem like this is what the woman bringing to let me tell you something. Me personally know what I bring to any man table. So at the end of the day, it ain't just no pussy. Now, if I put you in that category where it's a friends with benefits thing, that's the only fucking thing I am bringing to the table. I ain't bringing no money. I ain't bringing my bank accounts. I ain't bringing my house. I ain't bringing none of that shit. So at the end of the day, you know, don't be indirect about a female. Speak your truth. Tell the female how you really feel instead of going on your social media platform and feel like you could go ahead and be, you know, try to belittle the person or whatever the case may be. Because I don't get, you know, I don't get offended by stuff like that. I laugh because I know I can counteract and do the same thing. You know what I mean? But I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? I can just speak about it so that way people can get the messages out and maybe it can help him or help them or whatever the case may be out there. Men who struggles with listening to the truth, or men who struggles with women that's trying to love them, or men that can't handle the fact that they just friends with benefits or whatever the case may the fuck be. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I know that this message can get to somebody, and that's just facts. All right. Love you guys. Thanks for viewing my channel, watching me. I love you guys. Y'all my bold and beautiful babes. Anything you want to know about Curvy, make sure you look in the description box. Make sure you click like and share. And make sure you put that notification bell on so that way you can know every time that Curvy posts up videos. I love you guys, and I will be posting up again. Blessed day. Bye-bye.